And that's why, folks, nobody has to give you permission to be happy. If you're waiting for someone else to give you permission or some kind of external factor to bring happiness to you, you're going to be waiting a long time and probably chasing happiness for the rest of your life. Because you see, happiness is actually found within us. There's nothing external that can possibly bring us happiness, not true happiness. Only you can give yourself permission to be happy. Let's think about this for a minute. What is the one thing that most people think is going to bring them happiness? At least here in the Western world, we're all so focused on money. If I only had $1 million, I would truly be happy. And then the smart people, the logical people that think about that say, well, it's not exactly the money that will bring me happiness, but it's the freedom that that money will bring me, the freedom to do whatever I want when I want. And while in part that might be true, that's not true happiness because the money itself is just paper. If you think about that, how can money bring us happiness? It's just paper. We have plenty of paper around us all the time. Now, we as people have put value on that specific piece of paper that we call money. But again, it's not that piece of paper that's bringing us to happiness. In our mind, it's the financial freedom, the freedom to do what we want when we want, that's going to bring us that true happiness. But can we drill that down just a little bit more? I think we can, because even that financial freedom, that freedom to do what we want when we want, is not really true happiness. It's really the idea of having that freedom. So where does that idea come from? Well, the idea comes from internal thoughts, internal speculation on what that money will bring us. It's the idea of having it that makes us happy. I think we've all heard of billionaires that aren't happy, billionaires that are depressed. Unfortunately, billionaires that have taken their own lives. So why is that? They've got all the money that they could ever spend and then some, but they're still unhappy. They've achieved that ultimate goal of being so wealthy that they can't find enough things to spend their money on, but yet they are some of the most unhappy people. So really, why is that? I think we have to go deep down into our subconscious to really understand it. Think about when you were a little kid and you wanted that new Barbie or you wanted that new Transformer and you prayed on it, you thought about it, you went to sleep at night dreaming about that new G.I. Joe, that new Transformer or Barbie. And then on your birthday, you got that new G.I. Joe or Barbie or Transformer. And sure, when you opened up that package, you found a little bit of joy. You found a little bit of happiness. But how long did that last exactly? Think about that. That's a fleeting happiness that maybe only lasted a couple of hours at most. Because once the newness of that toy wore off, you realize that the toy didn't bring you happiness. It was the journey and the idea of achieving that, of receiving that new toy that you wanted that brought you the happiness. That anticipation, that internal motivation of something to look forward to, that gave you that true joy, that true bliss of one day receiving that prized toy that you really wanted. And when you become an adult, it's the same thing. Your toys just get bigger and more expensive. Your Barbie becomes your new dream house. Your G.I. Joe just became your new Jeep. But think about when you actually get those things. Sure, it brings happiness for a little while, but just like the G.I. Joe or the Barbie, your happiness wears off pretty quick. The newness of your new ride goes away and it's just another vehicle that you got to take care of now. I think once you reach our age in the 40s and on up, you soon realize that there's nothing external to this world that's going to bring you that happiness that you're looking for. It's truly an eternal journey that we all must take. But here is the great news. You don't have to spend 50 years on this journey, some great spiritual road that takes you to the edges of the earth doing ayahuasca to get there. You simply have to tell yourself to be happy. I know that sounds silly. I know it sounds cliche, but it really does boil down to the simpleness of telling yourself to be happy. Try this out right now. Go stand in the mirror and with a natural, happy smile, tell yourself, I am happy. And watch what that does. You're giving yourself permission, and only you can give yourself permission. Try that out today. Throw down in the comments. Let me know how it worked out for you. And I guarantee if you did it with true intentions, with a natural smile, you had to have felt a little happier in that moment. Now just patch all those moments together. Just keep reminding yourself that you're happy and that nobody else has to give you that permission, only you. You decide today that you're happy and live that life that you deserve. Friends, I love you all. And if you enjoyed this video, watch that one right there. I picked it out just for you. I think you're going to love it. And I will see you on the next Driving Miracles.